For years now, one of our amazing sponsors has been V&J Auto Body, right? When we've spoken about these guys, I can't say enough. If you get in an accident, you know that 8 out of 10 people have no idea where they're going to bring their car if they get in an accident. They just don't think about it, right? So we want you to know that V&J Auto Body, okay, is a state-of-the-art facility, all right? And if you need collision work, auto body work, if you're involved in an accident, you're going to have to file a claim with the insurance company. You need to bring your car to V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body has been in business for 41 years. They are a family-owned business. All right. They have kept up with the times. They are a progressive, forward-looking shop. They have the technicians, the training, the business processes, the equipment, the facility, all right, and the professional office staff to handle all of your collision needs. All right. And that includes handling the insurance companies as well as the auto body shop side. Most importantly, folks, they have a professional staff that can handle the insurance company, all right, and they have the technical staff that can handle the technical challenges that a lot of these cars have today. All right, V&J Auto Body, located in Lindenhurst, New York. You can reach those guys at 631-226-0070. Know who's fixing your car and why. All right, getting in an accident is no joke, and where you get your car repaired isn't either. Choose V&J Auto Body for your collision needs. Hey, everybody, Peter Crouch for a Crash Course Podcast. Hey, you know, for years you've been listening to me, hopefully over here, and I've been giving you information, right? Hey, if you had an accident tomorrow, though, seriously, would you know where to bring your car, right? Would you know where to go to get it repaired? You should. Most of us don't, okay? The insurance company does. All right. They want you to go to one of their repair shops. And if I told you that was the worst decision you could make in your life, would you believe me? Well, you should, because it would be. Instead, where you're going to go is you're going to go to V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body has been repairing cars for 40 years. It's a small family-owned business. They are a proud sponsor of ours. They've been with us since the beginning. Folks, I can't say enough about V&J Auto Body, state-of-the-art facility. They are the most certified shop, or one of the most certified shops, Suffolk County. They have the technology, the business processes, the equipment, and most importantly, the personnel to repair your car and make sure that it's put back to pre-loss condition. And for your convenience, they now have 2 amazing locations. One in Southampton, okay, for our East End folks out there. And, of course, the original location in Lindenhurst, New York. All right, so go to VandJAutobody.com. Get their information. Make sure you download it and have it ready to go when you have that need. And they can be reached at 631-226-0070. Remember, V&J Auto Body is looking out for your interests, not the interests of the insurance guys.
I thought that was good. Want to do one more take?
Yeah, I like that one.
I like it too.
Yeah, let's leave it.
Leave it?
I think that's pretty good. I think I hit on all cylinders that I wanted to.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting adventure here at Crash Course Podcast with your humble host here, Peter Crouch. Still doing it. Getting older. And you really feel it, too. So it's amazing. We'll get to the show in just a second. So I went upstate and did a little hunting this weekend, well, Sunday. And had a great time. Love it up there. Love being in the woods. Beautiful day. And I ended up exploring a couple new trails that the state had cut on this property that I hunt on. It's like 5,000 acres of just unique wilderness. Beautiful, beautiful property, and just, you know, it's just amazing the things that you see back there. Very rugged though. The trail was pretty good. I was pretty impressed. I mean, it was for the most part flat. But, you know, you get a lot of that shale rock and all that other nonsense that you have upstate New York. There wasn't a lot of incline, so I was happy for that. But it was about 2.25 miles from one parking lot to the other side of the property. And then, unfortunately to me, I find out that, you know, now I got to walk back to the other parking lot where my truck was, and that was about 1.25 miles. So, yeah, I really beat the shit out of myself. But I was impressed for 63. Brought back the nightmares, though, of force marches when I was doing my Army thing. Oh, my God. I think that's what keeps me going, though. I had the rifle over my shoulder and big, thick boots on, and I just kept thinking about, okay, so this is what I did when I was 19. I'm not 19 now, and it's amazing because I'm in decent shape. But, folks, I got to tell you, man, some things about age you just can't get away from, all right? I couldn't get out of the truck. I got in the truck and started heading down the thruway, and about an hour down, I decided to take a break. I literally had to get my legs out. My knees were literally like locked up. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm in good shape. I do knee bends and everything, and all the other stuff. I'm a skier, but I guess wear and tear, man. It's just like shocks and bushings and everything on a car and a truck, right? I mean, those things wear out. They're spongy and everything, so it's just it's pretty funny to see that even though you keep trying to keep yourself in shape and eat good and take supplements and vitamins, and I'm a big organic guy. I don't know if anybody out there is into organics. I am. I love it. I've been doing it for about 25 years now, and I swear by it. I really think that it's really an understated way to live. It really is. I mean, and I know everybody can't afford it. I get it. It's very expensive to eat organic, but I love it. And I do all the other stuff. Like I said, take a lot of supplements. Very expensive again. And that's the damn shame in this country, right? We're starting to get information there that's enabling us to live longer, right? Than other jobs. Although now they say our lifespan is actually shorter. Who the hell knows? I think that's all bullshit anyway. I mean, really, right? These are the same guys that turn around, they tell somebody they got cancer and they're going to be dead in 6 months. And meanwhile, 6 years later, the guy's still walking around doing everything, folks. I'm telling you, man, you got to find out what it is you want to do, all right? And how you want to get there and deal with it. Really. Okay? All this horse shit about, life expands actually going backwards. We're actually going to die earlier now. Baloney. I read the articles. I'm into all this stuff. I'm into organic health. And supplementation, exercise. And I got to tell you, folks, this is probably the best time ever to be alive. Between medical science, dietary changes, access to information that's out there that's now, and the science just keeps. I read these articles. I read the Epic Times. I read these articles. They have a section in mind and body. I'm just blown away. It's like every week there's something new that they just found. Okay, here we go. I'll give you here's a little something for you. A little something extra today. Cocoa. Okay, dark chocolate, right? Everybody loves it. Most people do. Who doesn't like chocolate, right? I mean, it's amazing. You can eat a whole chocolate bar. It's terrific, right? It's fun. It tastes good. It's exciting when you put it in your mouth. Well, guess what? Now it's actually healthy for you. That's right. They just conducted a study of 600 people over the course of a year, various ages, and they found that cocoa, the stuff, the active ingredient in what we call chocolate, actually reduces inflammation in the body. I couldn't believe it. And I said to myself, I wonder if it's tied with coffee, because coffee is phenomenal for you. So this just came out. I just read this past week. Cocoa. All right. So if you're not eating dark chocolate, start eating it. It's very good for you. Now, I wouldn't sit down and eat 4 chocolate bars at a sitting, but I mean, you still got the sugar thing there. But yeah, go check it out. I mean, you Google anything today, right? You could probably Google cocoa and human health, and you'll probably get some kind of response to that, especially with this AI shit out there. At any rate, so age is age, and you as much as you try and run away from it, it still shows up. It really does. It's quite a thing to see. Mentally, I stay with it mentally. But, there's just some aspects of aging, man, you can't run away from. It just is what it is, right? All right, so let's get into the show here. What are we going to talk about today? Hey, there is a lot of bullshit to unpack here when it comes to these insurance companies, okay? I'm serious. Hey, by the way, folks, Crash Course, what we're doing here? Our mantra's been from the beginning. We're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use, and advice you can trust. And I like to say, I've been saying it from the beginning, I can't emphasize that enough today, right? Because in my line of work, collision and especially the insurance side, there is more disinformation than we care to even imagine. Okay, it's unfortunate, but it's just a sign of the times, right? They say the information highway and the information, and you got the AI shit out there now. You ask the robot or whatever the hell it is to tell you what everything is or how it's supposed to be, and then this thing is supposedly a savant or a guru of all things. I don't know. I think that's all bullshit too. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still all about the guy that put the shit in the thing for the robot to say it to you, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm 63. I'm a baby boomer. What do I know? All I know is if I'm asking this AI thing, this AI bot, chat bot, whatever, chat GPT, GPT chat, or whatever the hell this stuff is, if I'm asking this thing to regurgitate shit back to me, some idiot plugged that in there, right? This thing ain't thinking on its own, right? Come on. Give me a break here. So it's, it's bullshit in, bullshit out, man. So what I'm getting at here is go do your own research. Go look into stuff, man. I can't say it enough for the younger generations. I hope that we're going to start to change up the format a little bit here. We're going to try and draw in more young people, because I think, unfortunately, younger people, listen, I was there. I get it. When you're younger, shit like this isn't important to you, right? Just like going to the doctor's not important. Who thought about having life insurance or health insurance when you were 19, 20, 21? I didn't. I mean, time was on my side, and I thought I could handle anything, right? Beat anything. And that's life, man. That's cool. That's what being young's all about. They say youth is wasted on the young. I didn't really understand that when I was young, but I understand it now at 63. I think what they mean by that's cliche, but I think it kind of has some... It kind of has some grounding in reality, because when we're young, the time scale, from where you are now to where you might be, hopefully, right? God willing. I mean, if if we're all, I get a lot of people that, and this pisses me off, really pisses me off when I hear this. People say, oh, it really sucks we're getting old. Hey, you know what? Getting old is a privilege, man. That's the way I've handled that shit. Getting old is a privilege. I know people that I went to school with. They're dead. They're dead 10 years already. Guys that went in the service that never came back. So, I don't know. That just grinds my gears when I hear that. When people say, it sucks getting old, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all right. You know what? Terrific. Sucks getting old. I guess. I don't know. I try not to let it bother me. I always stay focused on the positive, and that, to me, that's a big positive. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I'm not 6 feet under yet. I'm still up. I'm still breathing. Just always put perspective on things, folks. Always put perspective on things. But the old youth is wasted on the young. I get it, right? I was young, and I was chasing the dream, chasing a lot of dreams. Running around, having a great time, not necessarily focused on, what was coming down the pike, right? That's just the way it is. And I think it's set up that way on purpose, right? Youthful energy. You want to be ambitious. You want to be strong, right? You want to be healthy, right? You want to be chasing down dreams. I mean, you should be anyway, I think. I was. Most of the people that I associated with were, right? And hopefully that kind of mindset is still out there. I mean, I don't know. Ugh. you see what goes on in the news today, and some of this younger generations. I don't know. Maybe I'm really dating myself here with these statements. But I mean, I don't know, right? If you're young, no. I did. I felt like that. I just life was all I could be. So, I think that's I think everybody should think like that. I don't know. Everybody should be like that, right? When you're only going to be 19, 20, 25 once, right? That's it, man. So, I think everybody should have that mindset. But it should be a healthy mindset. It shouldn't be reckless. See, that's the difference, right? Some people, when we're young, they have that mindset, but it's reckless, right? They're just all over the place, partying, this and that, drinking, doping. Hey, listen, man, some of that's cool. I did it, not the doping, but I mean, I did the drinking, and went to the clubs and chasing the women, chasing the girls, and it was all great. I wouldn't trade any of it. It was all good. But I always kept, I like to say I kept one eye on where I was at and one eye down the road. All right. I think that's important. So I digress here, all right? Because I went off on this tangent because I started the show talking about that I was upstate and hunting and age and all this other stuff. And I told you about the insurance companies, how they just keep trying to reimagine themselves and, all of the bullshit that they come up with. And folks, like I said, I work at V&J Auto Body, right? Full disclosure, I'm an estimator there. And I got to tell you, folks, it's getting really tough out there, all right? And I tell you that I only tell you this because it's starting to come back on you, the consumer, me, us, okay? And it's very, very disconcerting and very upsetting to see. I've got over 30 years in this wonderful industry, both on the insurance and the collision side now, and it's very difficult even for me. I used to have the answers, and now I have the answers, but those answers just don't apply anymore. All right? And it's very frustrating, and it's also very, very unnerving because they have succeeded in. Now, I don't want to indict every insurance company here. Let's make this clear. I don't want. This isn't an indictment on all companies. All right? Not on all, but the big ones, Allstate and State Farm, horrible. Okay, and now it looks like Progressive is trying to kind of, migrate to some sort of a hybrid form of State Farm and Allstate, which isn't good. All right. So if you're insured by these companies, folks, Allstate, State Farm, Progressive, you need to listen up. You need to keep a sharp ear, because if you get involved in an accident, you're going to have to file a claim. You're going to get put in the system. And when you put in the system is going to try and screw you. All right? Never used to be like this. It was never this bad. Yes, it was the insurance company versus the body shop. All right? The insurance company and the consumer. Okay? Yeah, it was always that, I call it the Bermuda Triangle of the industry. Or the trifecta. The problem here today, okay, is that in the wonderful state of New York, okay, thanks to Cuomo, who now wants to be mayor of New York, which I hope he is. I got a comment on that too, by the way. I hope he does. But at any rate, he had to pay back his political pundits, the guys that were writing the checks, and within a year of him getting in there, he dismantled our insurance. That's right. We used to have a Department of Insurance. A gentleman by the name of Barry Bistroff was the commissioner for many, many decades. Great guy, very responsive to the consumer, and very responsive to the body shops. He really did a good job, a great job. He was a single point of single point of contact, all right, for the industry, for the consumer, and it was a well-run machine, okay? And they actually had inspectors that would go out and run down complaints and follow up on things. Insurance companies were held to account. All right. If insurance department complaints were filed by the consumer or the body shop, they had a time frame. I forget what it is. I want to say it's 10 days that they had to respond to these things. And the state really took them seriously. I mean, listen, I was working there in the 80s, man. If an insurance department complaint came in, everybody in the office knew about it. That's how big of a fucking deal this was, okay? Everybody knew about it. Oh, my God, did you hear we got an insurance department complaint. And whoever was handling the claim, they had to put their little thing together. It had to go to their boss. Their boss had to put something together. It had to go to the big boss, and it had to get back to the state. The state was demanding a response within a certain amount of time. I think it's 10 days, 7 to 10 days, something like that. It was serious. Now, I put half a dozen complaints in, and I get computerized responses. We've gotten your complaint, and thank you very much, and go F yourself. That's not what they say, but I mean, to me, that's what they're saying, digitally, I guess. And then it's a form letter, it's a form response, and you get a case number, and case number looks serious, case number and response. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. There ain't nobody there. It's in the Department of Finance. There is no more Department of Insurance. It's all been merged into DFS, Department of Financial Services, who, unfortunately, that wasn't their mission. It is now. Now, obviously, within the department, there's a subsection that handles insurance matters. I get that. But they're probably understaffed, underinformed. And you get these lukewarm, cookie cutter responses, and then you get a cookie cutter response from the insurance company, which is basically a regurgitation of everything they did in the claim. We got the claim, we set up the claim, we got the car inspected, we took pictures, we wrote an estimate, we told our insured what we did, we told the insured how we were fucking them. Oops, oh no, oh well. No, they actually don't put that in there, but that they should put that in there because that's really what they're doing. And they go through the whole thing, and this is their response to the complaint. Folks, you can't make this shit up. This is the response. Their response is no response. It's a summary of all the shit that they did, and they didn't even do it right. It's not even legal or ethical what they did. That's their response, and that's what the state accepts. And that's it. And there's no ramifications, and there's no consequences anymore. All right? So what I'm saying here is listen up, get involved, because if you got to file a claim, you're going to be involved in this mess. It's your car. It's your insurance company. It's your policy, not the body shops. All right? And as this thing starts to metastasize and get worse and worse, all right, that means more money's coming out of your pocket down the road. Now, on the legislative side, Collision Services Network, we tried. We were working with Gandolfo. I told you, you might have heard about me speaking about this gentleman for quite a while. Assemblyman Gandolfo was working with us. To his credit, he did actually try and put something together. He did attempt to force the hand of the Department of Financial Services, and they got a cadre of lawyers to attack him and said, basically, this shit's never going to see the light of day. We were trying to get certain parts of New York State Reg 64 changed that would help the consumer, help the body shop. And of course, the lawyers came to town, and that was the end of that because the insurance companies have a lot of money and big lawyers. Now, he did say he was going to try and do it legislatively, and then he just forgot about us because that's what politicians do. They forget about you. Nice guy, but he forgot about us. So we're going to see if we can attack that again from another angle. There is a group out there, Liabra, Long Island Auto Body Association, all right, of Long Island. They are a competitor of ours. I don't really feel like they've really done much of anything over the last, 25 years. I never really thought they did anyway. I thought they were a paper tiger. But the gentleman there, Ed, who is now taking over for his dad, Ed Sr., him and I have had conversations. I'm looking to get him on the show so we can get him on the record and talk about a lot of stuff. Should be a really interesting show. So when that happens, we'll let you know. All right. So I got to make a comment about this. Okay. So we got the election. All right. Remember, we're coming to you. This show is based out of Long Island, New York. Okay. Suffolk and Nassau is our core areas. And of course, the state of New York, we have the entire state's interest, as well. But I got to tell you, folks, this shit that's going on in Manhattan now, it don't affect us out here, right? It doesn't have any effect on us. And I haven't spent a single penny in that damn city in 20 years. I did. I mean, me and my wife, we belong to these different clubs. We'd go in there and see plays, and we go to dinners, and we go to museums and parks and everything. Forget it. Once that place started going hell in a handbasket, especially when the terrorists started showing up, started blowing shit up in Times Square and everything, I was like, that's it. So now you really can't make this shit up anymore in this country. I don't know the extent, and the group. Well, let me just say this. All right. The guy that's probably going to be the new mayor, this guy, Mundami, whatever the hell his name is, Mandami the Kami, right? That's his nickname. Somebody gave him. I think it fits. This guy is just the new castrati in a long list of castratis, folks. All right? Been around a long time. I got to tell you, man, this guy is just the newest iteration of another bullshit artist, okay? So if you're out there, if you're young and you're looking at this guy and you're thinking this guy's the new, suave bowler and he ain't going to do shit, okay? What he's going to do is he's going to ingratiate himself, make himself rich, make himself more powerful, more relevant, and then eventually he's hoping that he's going to use that as a stepping stone to something else, and he'll forget about you quicker than you know what. All right? Shit through a goose. I love that one. My co-worker's a lot younger than me. When I first said that, he started cracking up. He'll forget about you quicker than shit through a goose. All right? Don't take my word. Next time you're at the lake, check it out. Folks, wake up, man. This guy is a charlatan. He's a snake oil salesman. That's what we used to call people like that in my day. My day. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm using words like that now. I'm not even really that old, but what I mean by that, my day, is when I was younger, I'd hear adults talking about people like this. This guy's a bullshit artist. He's not going to do anything, and the things he's going to do are going to be self-ingratiating. They're going to be to help him, not you. This is what all demagogues do. This is what all bullshit artists do. If you want to get rid of the fancy political speak, demagogue means basically, I was a political science major. I'll give you a crash course. A demagogue is a person that takes relevant subject matter and then uses that to either pressure or indict groups of people or circumstances so they can, in plain speak, gaslighting. That's a demagogue. Okay? He picks up certain issues out of hot topic buttons, hot button topics, and then he inflames them. And most of the time, the embellishment, the inflaming, most of the time it's not grounded in reality at all. In fact, 99% of the time it's all based on a bunch of lies. Okay? And all the famous dictators have done it throughout history. Don't take my word for it. They've all done it. All the name brand guys out there, right? Hitler, Stalin, Fidel. Pick somebody. The jackass that's running Venezuela right now, Maduro. Go pick any of them. Any of your favorite socialist commie. They all use demagoguing. Folks, this guy is a joke, okay? He's a nobody, an empty suit, an enigma, a flash in the pan. Unfortunately, you give this guy an ounce of power, and he's going to turn that power right back on you. All right? He's going to turn that right back on you. All right? There's never been a socialist in the history of the world whose actions, programs, processes have benefited humanity. Don't take my word for it. Again, remember what I said in the beginning of the show. Go look into shit. Don't Google AI, Chat GPT, me, and all this other shit. Go look into it yourself. Go to the library, grab a book, look into history, find shit out. Don't listen to these people. There was an event in Germany many years ago, right before the war. Hitler did it. It was called the book burning. You know why he did that? Well, he did it for two reasons, but the primary reason why he did it was so that he could unhinge people from their past. Folks, if you don't know what the hell went on in the past, you'll believe any kind of bullshit that's being told to you in the present. That's why Goebbels and Hitler came up with that. And let me just address this other bullshit here with the fascism. If you're going to talk about fascism, at least understand what it is and be able to define it. Because the very people that you accuse of being fascist are the people that you supposedly support who are telling you that the other side is fascist. The very policies, okay, and programs, all right, and also most damaging, most inflammatory, the rhetoric that people who accuse other people of being fascists are the ones that are using fascistic philosophies. You can't make this shit up today. The things that they say and do are the very things that they propose or purport to be so vehemently against. And there's a reason for that, folks. Okay? There's a reason for that. It's right out of Karl Marx 101. Go look it up. All this shit that you see with these people, Mondami, all these other, these nutbags, all right? These charlatans, all right? This is all right out of the playbook. Look, they may not have sat down and read that word for word, but the verbiage, all right, the actions, their verbiage, their posturing, it's all there. Okay? And it's not there for anybody's benefit. Bullshit. There's never been socialism or communism that's ever worked. Never. Even where it still exists today, go check it out. All right, so that's my rant for the day. That's my rant for the day there. All right. This Mondami guy's, he's a nobody. If you're young and you're looking at this guy and you're, and listen, folks, what I said about the demagoguing, all right, I'm going to leave you with this. A guy like this is a demagogue. And I told you what demagoguing is, right? Pick up an issue of the day, a hot button topic, I don't know, something that, that really strikes a nerve with people, and then you gin it up. You embellish it. Usually with all lies. Or things that are not factually based. And you get people all up into a lather about it so that they're not even thinking anymore. They're just reacting out of emotion, pure emotion. All right? And a perfect example of what he's been doing, all right, is this tried and true tactic of socialists, which is, poor you have no money, you don't have anything, you have no dreams, and it's all because of the white guys, all right? Well, in this case, he says white rich people, but he just means rich people, people with money, okay? And who are these people with money anyway? Because I don't have a lot of money, but I'm happy. I'm pretty successful. Maybe I could have been a little more successful, but I'm successful, right? I got advanced degrees. I got all kinds of shit hanging on my wall, fancy pants this and all this other crap. I make a decent living. I did have a home for 20-something years. So, success is defined. Remember, the success is defined by the individual, not by an institution, not by government, not by some crap bag like Mondami. Okay? It's defined by you. Success. It's defined by you. Some guy that works as a park ranger in one of our national parks, let's say Yellowstone or something like that, doesn't make a lot of money, lives in a cabin, all right? Gets to go fishing whenever he wants, gets 4 weeks vacation. You ask that guy, he's going to say, I'm the most successful guy in the world. And you get some jackass from Manhattan driving his Lamborghini and living in a $5,000 a month penthouse apartment or something. He'll look at the guy and laugh and be, that's not success. Yes, it is. It's success for him. He's successful. That's what he wanted in his life, and he got it. Don't let other people define what success is. You define success. A guy like Mondami wants to do that. Okay? And that's an example of demagoguing. He's taking that issue of the issue that, all these, corporations make a lot of money and you don't get shit and everything like that. Blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. And he ain't going to change anything anyway. All right? Remember that. No socialists ever changed anything for the good. In fact, they destroyed it. All right? So if you're young and you got all this pie in the sky bullshit dreams with this guy, forget it. All you're going to end up is hell in a handbasket. Trust me. All right? Stick to your dreams. Find out what defines success for you, and then go find out how you need to get there to get it. That's the American dream. All right, I think we're going to leave it there. All right, the rant of the day will try to show up. I hope everybody had a good time. We touched a little bit on some of the core stuff there, the insurance. Just keep that in mind, folks. And listen, always remember, all right, if you get in an accident, what do we say? You should be calling us before you speak to them, the insurance companies. All right, 631-452-2569. My phone's always on. And most importantly, V&J Auto Body, our amazing sponsor. Okay? If you're in Western Suffolk or now Southampton, please look those guys up if you need to have your car repaired. All right, we'll catch you on the next show.